I'm telling you, Nintendo comes up with the craziest technologies in the gaming industry. They are somehow on the cutting edge, or at least on the edge. Maybe it's not cutting, but they're on the edge of figuring things out before just about anybody else. And today's no exception as they erase spoilers. I don't know how they've done it, but we're going to talk all about it. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing well. I am sick. It sucks. Got sick on the release of Tears of the Kingdom. Not really the plan. Actually, had been planning to make that a bonanza week for video making all the past 6 years, but no matter. We got a lot of stuff to get into, and we'll kick it off with an update on Pikmin 4. I think this is exciting. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button. I think I said that twice. Forgive me. I've been sleeping a lot. I got a new Kirby shirt, and we matching with the hat. You kind of can't see, but it's a color scheme match, and now my hair is crazy. Forgive me. Pikmin 4, though. New survey went out, kind of like they did with some other games in the past for Switch, but this survey is interesting because it's not talking about past features or features you'd like to see. It's talking about straight up which features are most exciting to you from Pikmin 4. So these features are most likely in the game because the game's coming out in two months. I'm going to read through these because I think it's pretty darn fantastic, and one of them in particular is really exciting. Encountering brand new enemies, okay, kind of a given, right? Using a new lower camera angle that brings you closer to the world. We heard this from Miyamoto, and we saw kind of what they're doing in the trailer. It does look like it's a little bit more of a pseudo third-person camera. I definitely wouldn't call it over-the-shoulder, but if they do have an over-the-shoulder mode or a first-person mode, I would freaking love that, actually. I'd love to be like, I want to be Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves or Honey, We Shrunk the Kids in Pikmin and just be that height. Utilizing new ice Pikmin to freeze enemies or create paths on water, okay. Teaming up with Space Dog Companion, delving into puzzle-filled caves and carefully managing your resources, exploring brand new environments. But the one that got me was right here. Embarking on nighttime missions that feature new and intense gameplay. We know that you don't go out at night. If you ever played a Pikmin game or you ever seen a Pikmin, or even if you just look at the Pikmin I'm showing you right here, these things don't go out at night. Way too much spooks, way too much scares, way too many mouths to feed. You don't go out at night. And at the end of the trailer, debuted in the February Nintendo Direct, it was like nighttime, and one of the evil chompers went crazy. His eyes turned red, and I was like, oh, is that some like zombie thing? Is that some wave-based mode? What's going on? Nope, the Bulborb was just getting ready to feed, because apparently your captain and the Pikmin are going out at night for new and intense gameplay. So there must be new either side quests, optional missions, or things of that sort that you can go out at night for even more dangerous, difficult gameplay. And if that's added challenge and added content, I'm here for it, and I think the Pikmin deserve to see the moon. The little plants have never seen it, and come on, what's life without seeing the moon? Nonetheless, Pikmin 4 is going to be the next thing that Nintendo really amps up. It's the last thing they amp up, because they have nothing else, according to everybody out there. There's no other games coming, right? None. Okay, you know what I think about that. There's going to be other games, but Pikmin 4 is out soon, and so we'll probably see more on these nighttime missions in the near future. Maybe even an overview trailer in the coming weeks, I would guess. Let Zelda simmer for a little bit longer, and then boom into Pikmin. They also have debuted some new Pikmin gear. Over in Play Asia, you can grab some amazing Pikmin cases, some Pikmin covers for your Switch, Pikmin over-the-shoulder straps. I gotta say, I think Pikmin is supportive of one of the best like art styles Nintendo does. Like the little minimalist like garden art style, I don't know, it really speaks to me. I'm not normally like a Zen plant person, but I love what they do with Pikmin, and I want to put this stuff on my Switch. The Zelda stuff is all neat. Kind of wish they made a Pikmin OLED. They definitely aren't. Kind of wish they made a Pikmin Pro Controller. They definitely aren't, but at least we have these accessories to tide us over, and they look pretty darn neat. I'm really excited for the game. From there, let's jump straight into it, all right? New technology uncovered by Nintendo and revealed to erase spoilers for the biggest, best games they put out. We know that spoilers are one of the biggest concerns in the modern era, given YouTube videos, given Twitter, given TikTok, given, I don't know, text messaging apps. All I see before a big release is people complaining about spoilers. All I see after a new episode of a TV show comes out is people worried about spoilers. I'm telling you, at least 63% of the people I follow on Twitter are worried about something in their lives being spoiled. Spoilers are obviously a huge deal, and a lot of times YouTubers and content creators are to blame. They want to get their stuff out early, they want to post the final boss, they want to put out like the end line from the episode. I don't know. They want to talk about what happened at the end of a series they just binged. Spoilers are kind of a demon, and they're a thorn in a lot of people's sides. But whether you are pro or con spoilers, it's fascinating as heck that Nintendo destroyed them for Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, they were on an extreme mission to eliminate everything for Tears of the Kingdom. They didn't do a perfect job. The game leaked out about a week early and got put up on pirating sites, but they definitely tried to shut things down. They filed all sorts of anti-this and anti-that, and they ninja'd people, and they shut down Mercari. They went after everything they could because they did not want this game to be spoiled. And people were very concerned with, where is Zelda? What's going on with Ganondorf? What is happening with the tears and the gloom and everything in Tears of the Kingdom? And Nintendo, the lucky suckers they are, they figured out a way to erase spoilers. You know what it is? You know what their tech is? You know what they did? You know what they put in the game? Freaking chaos. By unleashing chaos into Tears of the Kingdom, literally nobody is playing the story. Literally nobody is playing the main story, and nobody's spoiling anything. I've looked at Twitter, I've looked at YouTube, and I see no spoilers. None. Have you noticed this? I mean, if you've seen a spoiler, I'm definitely very sorry, but I'm talking about serious spoilers. Have you seen anybody talking about what happens at the end of the game? I've barely seen a mention of the Master Sword. Have you seen anything about what happens when you gather all the tears? Where Zelda is? If there's time travel? All I see is people building big inappropriate robots and people sending Koroks off to hell. There's nothing else being shown in this game except pure madness. Nintendo found a way to circumvent all the worries about spoilers in their most lore-driven IP of all their IP. Maybe even the only one that has a true, like a sense of lore to it. I mean, Mario has lore, I guess, like Bowser's a dad, but other than that, there's not a lot of lore in Splatoon, some, I guess. Not a lot of lore in Mario, some. Donkey Kong. Zelda has a ton. And yet there's like no spoilers. Now, this is a bit tongue-in-cheek, duh, but it's really cool how Nintendo, by inventing a game world so about creativity, exploration, play, and building, were able to completely neglect all spoilers. It also helps that the dungeons don't have set puzzle solutions, and this is also part of the genius. Because shrines and dungeons, Divine Beast 2.0, can be completed in many different ways, you can't really spoil the aha moment. Because there is no aha moment. But I will say there's a lot of cool story stuff in Tears of the Kingdom. Nobody posts about it. Nobody talks about it. They just post the tanks they're building, the rockets they're building. And like, obviously, if you have a game like, I don't know, Minecraft, there's no spoilers. But Zelda is a story-driven franchise. And with every other game and every other franchise, we see big story spoilers, big things blowing up, and big things like, oh, they did that. I don't know that many people have even gotten to the end of the story. Even the players that have put 40, 50, 60, 70 hours in, they're just building crazy stuff. They're just launching Link high into the sky and breaking the systems. They're just beating the game in 94 minutes flat. Somehow, some way, by golly, they did it. But they're not spoiling the game. So Nintendo uncovered something excellent, and I really think this might be something that they take for many of their games. I'm not saying Nintendo is really like a spoilery lore story, big final reveal type company, but if you look at what they did with Mario Odyssey and Cappy, you look at what they do with Tears of the Kingdom and Ultra Hand, it does seem like play is becoming their MO. And if you go back to the beginning of what Nintendo started as with the NES, play was something they were all about. There was not a whole lot else to do in Mario except play that game. And same in Mario Bros. 2, and same in Mario Bros. 3, and Duck Hunt, and like, this is what you did. You turned it on, you press start, and you go. And I think Nintendo is like hearkening back to that time with games like Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Odyssey as they seek to implement play into the space. But they don't want it to be a Sim City or a Little Big Planet or this obvious sterile builder, tool set, simulator, level creator. They tried it with Mario Maker. And in fact, I think that Mario Maker might be the, if I can dare call it this, the failure that helped launch Odyssey and Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild even into a whole nother stratosphere. I think we're entering a new era of Nintendo gaming where play and the erasure of spoilers is going to become commonplace. It's not that the story isn't good in Tears of the Kingdom. It's not that the story isn't important. It's not that what happens to Zelda and Ganon and Link and the entire Zonai race isn't cool. It's not that you don't get to some big wow moments. It's not that the game doesn't get way better as you progress. It's not that things don't get amped up and excellent and exciting to share with your friends. It's just that nobody is doing that because they're so obsessed with just playing with the systems Nintendo has built. So they invented awesome systems to play, and that broke the typical MO of spoilers trashing the gaming space on social media day 1, day 2, day 3. We're like day 5 and people are still posting a lot of shots in the intro areas. People have armor, people have weapons, people are souped up, people are enjoying the game, people are progressing, but they're not ruining it. Because I think for a lot of people, this game is an experience more than just a linear tale. And it's something that is very impressive, I guess, if I step back from a design perspective and say, wow, Nintendo was able to nail a non-linear game with a linear story, but with a very non-linear set of mechanics, but with a bunch of linear puzzles and goals. It's really impressive. Because as for open world as Tears of the Kingdom is, it still feels more coherent than some of the open world games from companies like Ubisoft. I don't really like those, but I really like this. Nintendo has achieved sort of a secret sauce, a secret mix here, and it's one heck of a meal. The recipe they got going, got rid of spoilers, got everybody engaged, sold millions of copies, and made a bunch of giant flaming you-know-whats. Yeah, there's always a little bit of bad with the good, but in general, this has been one humongous success. And somehow with Tears of the Kingdom, a game that everyone was so freaking worried about spoilers for, a game that everyone was so convinced would be ruined on day 1 for them, nothing is ruined because I guess there's nothing for people to ruin. They haven't even got there. They're more concerned and more excited to show off the weird car and the rocket ship and the battle dragon that they built than they are to tell you what happened to the old princess. Who cares about her anyways? I think this is fascinating and really fun, and I'm actually quite glad to see it. It's a remarkable turn for a game to come out in the community to just embrace it. Maybe it's a little hyperbolic. Maybe people are, going to sour on some elements after weeks and months. There's no denying the game's amazing, but there's also no denying that Nintendo continues to come up with very unique things that very few other companies can ever dream of replicating. In a scenario where a humongous lore-driven experience that starts off with the biggest story section, maybe of the entire Zelda franchise, doesn't have story spoilers really hardly anywhere, that's a magic of its own. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Right? You haven't seen many spoilers. Nintendo, kudos to you. Amazing job. I'm impressed. And we'll bring more Tears of the Kingdom content your way. Sorry, I've been sick, and it just, man, it KO'd me. But I am coming back stronger than ever. No spoilers. Don't worry about it. No spoilers here. All right. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.